Okay, this video is about the recent news as of July 24th, which was yesterday. Here in Arizona and New Mexico, there's new news out about hand sanitizers, apparently coming from Mexico. And people actually have been dying from using these hand sanitizers that you rub on your hands. So I thought I'd do this update. It's very important. I don't know if the news has got out. I haven't heard any of the major news stations mentioning this, and it's very important. 11 deaths so far, 30 people hospitalized from using hand sanitizers that they're buying at places like Walmart. They found some of these products, CVS Pharmacy, Costcutters. The FDA's been testing them for the last 2 weeks. And actually 2 weeks ago is when I heard about the first death caused by rubbing these hand sanitizers on your hands. They've got the products that are lethal have ethanol, not ethanol, methanol in them, which is wood alcohol. Instead of ethyl alcohol or rubbing alcohol, like this type of alcohol, which is good, what the hospitals use and stuff. These hand sanitizers are having methanol in them. Okay, so and they're finding a lot of them have been coming up from from Mexico into New Mexico and Arizona, and I'm assuming probably Texas is going to be listed eventually. This is breaking news. Just FDA just came out yesterday. 75 different companies or product names are listed on the FDA website now. So I recommend you go there and find out if your hand sanitizer is one of those products. They've been testing hundreds of them since the first death, I think, was about 2 weeks ago. And so it took them a couple weeks to test, chemically test all these hand sanitizers that people have been using and buying in our big stores here in America. So I recommend go to the FDA website to get the complete list, and they might be updating it with where these Mexican products came up into North America. So far, Arizona and New Mexico, but don't be surprised if other states also got these, especially because Walmart, CVS Pharmacy, those kind of places, Costcutters, are all over the country. So this is just breaking news. So like I say, I've never used those hand sanitizers. I did a video. If you check Eagle Eric on YouTube and click my video link, it'll bring up all my videos. And if you scroll down, you'll see about 3 or 4 months ago, I was saying to make your own alcohol solution. Just get a brand new spritzer bottle. These have graduations on there. I'm mixing 91% isopropyl alcohol with a body wash. And you have to mix it in the proper proportion so you don't dilute your alcohol too much. And I went into that in my other video so you could figure out the math of everything. So you don't want to ever dilute your alcohol more than 60% for it to kill the COVID-19, virus. So you can check my other video about that. Also, I mentioned in that video about wearing, you can't get surgical masks or N95 masks, so I'm using just dust masks, and I do 2 layers. A little added more protection. That's what I've been doing for the last 5 months since the COVID outbreak. And here's an article about, there's a lot of homemade masks coming on the market, and they're charging $10 a piece for them. And this actually tells you how much of the COVID-19 virus is actually being filtered through these masks that are being sold. That's another thing I think is you got a bunch of people making these masks. Now, household materials effectiveness against 1 micron particles, like viruses. Okay, your N95 mask is 97% effective, but the public can't get them. Or surgical masks. They're being kept for the medical profession. So everyone's coming out of the woodworks, making their homemade masks and selling them for $10 a piece. So be careful with those, because this shows the cotton blends and 100% cotton materials being used to make the masks are only filtering out 69 to 74% of the COVID-19 virus. And other people might be using linen, to make their masks to sell to the public, and that's only 60%. In other words, 40% of the COVID-19 virus will go through those masks made out of linen or cotton. Okay, this is kind of stuff that is being left out, especially with the news and the government and everybody. They don't want to panic everyone. Okay, but so I'm using these dust masks, which are very good, and I put two layers on. I think that's better than a cotton or a linen mask, and it's also got this metal on there, so you can squeeze it around your nose, which is the most important mucous membrane that you want to protect, of your mouth, your nose, your eyes. It's your nose inhaling the COVID-19 into your lungs, which is killing most people. I mean, it gets in there, the alveoli in your lungs start to get infected, and that's what absorbs the oxygen out of the air that you're breathing and supplies it to the rest of your vital organs. And that virus attacks those alveoli sacs in your lungs and floods them with a fluid, and you basically suffocate from this virus. So your nose is very important, I guess, is my main pointer here, and something that you can tighten down really good on your nose. I've seen people wearing masks, they're covering their mouth, and they're not covering their nose. You could also get it through your eyes, but it's really your nose you want to be protecting the most. Excuse me. So, like I say, be careful about these homemade masks that are coming on the market, and they're charging an arm and a leg for them. The best household material here, this is really important, that you could get, other than cotton t-shirts, it shows pillowcases, scarves, linens, even silk. Silk, believe it or not, is only 58% filtration of the COVID-19. The best thing on here, vacuum cleaner bag. 95%. So if you start cutting your mass out of a vacuum cleaner bag, that would be my best recommendation of all the household materials that you might have in your house. Your vacuum cleaner bags, and they're very similar actually to these dust masks, the material they use. That's why I'm using these dust masks. That's all. I don't have any vacuum cleaner bags. I'm camping. I don't even have a vacuum cleaner. So the last thing I can recommend as far as a preventative is vitamin D. It's many medical organizations around the world know that vitamin D promotes your immune system. It strengthens your cells, and in the cells there are different things that attack viruses. And vitamin D is a very potent thing that even the hospitals now are going on to heavy vitamin D for COVID patients. I've been watching lectures by quite a few doctors, and these doctors are taking anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 IUs of vitamin D, international units. And a multi-tab like this, multivitamin tab, I take 2 of these a day, 1 in the morning, 1 at night. And it should, on the label, it'll tell you your vitamin D and the RDA, or recommended daily allowance. And in this tablet, it's 125%. So I take 2 of those, and that's 1,000 IUs. So 2 of those is 2,000 IUs, and like I say, the lectures I've been seeing from the doctors is saying they're taking anywhere between 2,000 and 3,000 every day as a preventative to build up your immunity system. Because the people that have very low immunity systems are some of the high-risk people they've mentioned, not only people over the age of 65, but so anyway, I've been taking multivitamins for many years. I take an adult type, and I would actually recommend, usually I take the one that's also got the prostate cancer preventative for men. Centrum puts it out, 50 plus. It's got an added stuff inside to prevent prostate cancer, which is very common here in the United States. And I've been taking these for decades. I've always taken twice what they recommend on the bottle. I take 2 of those. So that's my latest news. Go to the FDA website. Find out if you're using hand sanitizers. That methanol will, when you rub it on your hands, it starts absorbing it through your skin, and it's an accumulative effect, and it's causing blindness. It can cause all kinds of health issues, and ultimately it's caused 11 deaths so far. So they're pulling them all off the market, out of these different stores: Walmart, CVS Pharmacy, Costcutters, and I'm sure there's a long list of stores too. So check into that. And like I say, the vitamin D, most people only produce 90% of their vitamin D through ultraviolet radiation from the sun. So you need to take supplements. Your skin, the epidermal layer, I think it is, or dermal layer, below the skin layer, converts the radiation from the sun into vitamin D, which is what promotes your health and your immune system. So if you're not out in the sun much, you're not getting enough vitamin D. The other 10% you're getting from food, but 90% is from the sun. And the other issue is dark-colored people, their skin is not allowing the ultraviolet radiation to get down beneath the skin into the, it's either the dermal or epidermal layer. So that's why the people with darker skins are also dying of COVID-19 at a higher rate, because they have a very dark upper skin layer. And also people in northern Arctic type climates, they stay inside, it's so cold, and they're not getting the UV from the sun. So I also recommend get out in the sun at least 15-20 minutes. And I mean, take off your shirt, get in the short pants, and let your body absorb the UV so it can produce its own natural vitamin D. Okay, that's it. And like I say, if you go to Eagle Eric and you scroll down through my videos, you'll find what I mentioned about COVID-19 and making a special spray that you can keep in your vehicle. Spray yourself, your hands down, and everything with that. And I go into the math, how to dilute or not overly dilute your alcohol mix when you start putting in the body lotion. I also put in hydrogen peroxide. So anyway, I hope this was of help. We're still in a major pandemic. We're up to 146,000 deaths. Okay, this is Eric signing off.